Hey, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Another episode of College Ball with J-Dog. Got a show lined up today as usual. Make sure y'all are liking, sharing, subscribing. Definitely subscribing and commenting, please. Tell me what you want to see. Tell me what you don't want to see. Starting Monday. We're still going to cover Tennessee, obviously, but we're going to be going over week 0 games, and then from then on, we're going to be covering every week. We'll still cover Tennessee a little more than probably most. But, so starting Monday, it's football time. It's the last Saturday without football, y'all. We're 15 days away. I got my new hat. I don't know if you can tell real good on how it's pinstriped or not. Pretty sweet. I call it swag. I don't know what the new kids call it. I ain't cool like that. I'm old and out of the loop. I ain't in on the new slang. We called it looking fly. We called it swag. We called it cool. I mean, I don't know what they say these days. Y'all are 15 days away. Literally 2 Saturdays after tomorrow. I can't wait. I'm dreading the first game day, y'all, because Corso's last game day. But I love McAfee on there. I love Saban on there. I'm going to miss Corso. I don't know what they're going to do now because nobody can take the head pick away from Corso. All right, guys, we're going to go over Michigan. Freaking got a slap on the wrist for cheating. So every other school should probably hire a guy to go around, steal signals, and get you a championship. Because if that's all the punishment is for it, if you can't beat them, join them, right? I mean, that's my take on it. We'll go over what they got hit with. I mean, it's pretty damn sad, to be honest. I think the NCAA had a chance to make an example out of them, get you not to cheat no more. But all they did was make you think, oh, well, it's okay. You just get a little slap on the wrist, have to pay a little money. I got my 5 most overrated teams going into the season. And I've got everything Josh Heupel said after the scrimmage, and I've got the few little scrimmage notes they gave us. So y'all lock in with me. Grab your snack, get your popcorn. Whatever you do when you watch these videos, listen, y'all, it's Friday. Instead of sitting down with your little boo thing or whatever and watching the movie tonight, catch up on my videos. Catch up on your knowledge. Don't be the guy at work. Don't be the guy at the game. Don't be the guy at the bar that don't know what the hell you're talking about. All you got to do is sit down, relax, pull me up on your TV, your phone. You'll know everything you need to know to talk to your buddies and show them up. Nobody likes the guy that don't know what they're talking about. You know the guy when you're sitting there talking to them and they're trying to act like they keep up with ball and they don't. Nothing they say makes sense. Don't be that guy. If you don't know, just say you don't know. But all you got to do to know is tune in right here. I've got you covered. So first things first, we're going to go over the Michigan crap. The only part of the Michigan crap that is even a punishment in my eyes is the show causes, y'all. If you don't know what a show cause is, it means those guys can't be hired in college football for how many ever years it is. So let's go over it. Among Michigan's punishments in the NCAA COI ruling, per me and Dan Wetzel, Michigan receives a significant fine expected to be more than $20 million. You know how much $20 million is to Michigan? It's like a penny to me and y'all, most of y'all. So that ain't crap. From a loss of postseason football revenue for the next 2 seasons, oh gosh, they're not going to get their bowl game money or playoff money. Michigan's coach Sherrod Moore is given an additional game suspension, which is expected to take place in 2026. 2026. So this year, he's got a 2-game suspension for week 3 and 4. They got to pick the games, mind you, which is absolutely crazy. They got to pick the games they're suspended for. So you only got 2 games this year and 1 game going into next year. So 3 total games. 3. That's it. Also, in the Michigan case, 10-year show cause penalty for Jim Harbaugh. So Jim Harbaugh won't be able to coach in college football for the next 10 years. And Connor Stallions got an 8-year. So Connor Stallion won't be able to coach in college football for 8 years. He won't be able to coach in college football again anyway unless somebody just wanted him to come cheat for him. So do y'all think the NCAA gave him a little slap on the wrist, or do y'all think it's the hammer that was supposed to come down? Because this ain't no hammer. $20 million to Michigan ain't crap. Harbaugh not getting to come back to college football for 10 years ain't crap because he wasn't coming back anyway. He tried to take every damn NFL job that opened before he finally got one. And Connor Stallions, nobody going to touch him anyway after all this crap. And Sharon Moore got 3 game suspension. Only has to serve 2 of them this year, 1 of them next year. Oh, don't forget, they're losing their bowl game or postseason money. Oh, gosh. Way to show them. Way to make an example out of Michigan, NCAA. As usual, y'all dropped the ball. You screwed up. You never make the right decision. The NCAA is absolute garbage, y'all. We know it. Everybody knows it. You think growing up, oh, the NCAA, those must be some smart people. No, they're stupid. They're people that went to school, know the right people, got a job that they shouldn't damn have. They dropped the ball with NIL. They dropped the ball with the portal shit. They dropped the ball with everything. I mean, good Lord, you can enter the portal 3-4 times in a row. How hard is it to have one portal after the season ends, and that's it? That's all the coaches are asking for. And another thing, you should be able to transfer once for free, and then if you want to transfer again, you should have to sit out a year. You shouldn't be a free agent every damn year after signing an NIL deal. I'm getting off topic here. I just can't stand the NCAA. They screw up every single thing that they touch, y'all. Hopefully the SEC, Big Ten, them do what they've been talking about, and they break away from the NCAA in the next year or two. Because the NCAA is an absolute joke. We all know it. So there's my Michigan rant for the day. Way to go, NCAA. Real quick, y'all. While you're subscribing and commenting and liking this video, make sure you subscribe. I'm trying to get to 100 by week 1. If you want to join my Facebook page, it's the same thing as a YouTube channel, College Ball with J-Dog. All you got to do is get on there, join it. It's public. Everybody's welcome. Y'all join it. Help me grow it. Just a place for everybody to talk ball, post their team stuff, everybody talking a little trash, all that. Only thing that's off limits is family and stuff off of people's Facebook. Talk all the trash you want to about each other's teams, all that. Don't make it personal. Okay, up next, I've got my 5 most overrated teams going into the season. They're in no particular order. That's just the 5 I think are the most overrated. I got Arizona State, Illinois, Michigan, Florida, Boise State. I was going to add Oklahoma to it, but Oklahoma's only ranked in one poll. They're ranked 18th in the AP poll. They're not ranked in the coaches poll. There's the last one not in the coaches poll. So I left Oklahoma out. So number 1, Arizona State. Everybody's high on Sam Levitt, Jordan Tyson. I'm not saying Arizona State's going to be terrible this year. But missing Cam Scatterboo is a big deal, y'all. I mean, he carried them. At the end of the season, on their hot streak, I mean, he carried them. He put them on his back against Texas. I just think they kind of had a perfect storm last year. Everybody's overhyping them a little bit. I see them as a 8-4, maybe 9-3 type of season. So I think think they're ranked 11th. I think that's a little too high. The next team I think is too high is Illinois. Illinois has some returning guys, Luke Altmaier. They lost their best receiver. He got drafted by the Broncos. They lost their running back in the transfer portal. They had a pretty easy schedule last year. Their schedule gets a little harder this year. I just think not sold on Brett Bleem as a coach. And I just think they won some close games last year that they probably, those things usually work themselves out to where you end up about even in those games. So Illinois, I think, is overrated. I see them as probably about an 8-4 team as well, not the number 12 team in the country. And Florida, look, I think they rank 15th and 17th, I think just off their schedule alone, they're overrated, y'all. I think DJ Lagway's hype is a little too high. He played pretty good last year in spots, but he's also still just a 59% passer. He's very good at the deep ball. I don't think he's got the intermediate game down yet, so teams will just take the deep ball away and make him beat them with dink and dunks like they've started doing in Tennessee. Since we went on our little run in 2021, 2022, beating everybody over the top, teams will just drop back and make you prove you can beat them underneath. And Florida's schedule is just brutal, y'all. I mean, it's absolutely brutal. It's probably, if not the toughest, the top 3 toughest schedule in the country. Still not sold on Napier. I know they won 2 big games last year at the end of the year. I think that's kind of carrying them over to the preseason hype. So we'll see on that. I could eat my words on all these, y'all, but this is just my opinion. Up next, I got Michigan. Michigan is starting a true freshman quarterback. They lost their running back. They don't really have that good of a weapon at receiver. They lost a lot of guys off their defense. Yes, they beat Alabama. Yes, they beat Ohio State at the end of the season last year. But I think people's basing a lot of their Michigan hype off of that and not factoring in the guys they lost and the fact that Bryce Underwood is the number 1 player in the country coming out of high school, but he's also still a freshman, y'all. So I think people need to pump the brakes on Michigan. I see them as maybe a top 25, fringe top 25 team, but a playoff team. I don't see it. Their over-under's 9.5. I don't see them getting to that. So I think Michigan's overrated. And last but not least, Boise State. Boise State is very overrated. Last year, I mean, it was the Ashton Jeanty show, and that was about it. Their quarterback was okay in spots, but they don't have Jeanty anymore to carry them, so I think the rest of the conference catches up to them. I'm not saying they're going to be terrible, but I think they lose 3 games possibly, and then when you're in the group of 5, you lose 3 games, you're not finishing the season ranked. More than likely. So if I had to pick a group of 5 team that I thought would make the playoffs right now, I'd probably say Tulane, just based off of their talent and their coach. I love their coach. I thought West Virginia or somebody would call him up during this offseason. West Virginia stayed. He also decided to stay there too. So this thing, Boise's getting too much love based off their season last year. Jeanty, I mean, Jeanty should have won the Heisman. I think he should have won the Heisman over Travis Hunter. So losing that type of running back when you also had a couple of close games last year in your conference, I just don't see you bouncing back and having another 12-1 season like they did last year. Their only loss was to Oregon. So that's my top 5 most overrated teams. Y'all tell me if you think the teams that I said are overrated are rated right. I'm underrating them. And y'all tell me who y'all's top 5 most overrated teams going into the season are. You could even throw my Vols on there if that's what you think. A lot of people think we're overrated this year. I don't. but people do. So, y'all tell me y'all's overrated teams in the comments. Up next, we're going to get into everything Heupel said after the scrimmage today. But first, we're going to go over the few little notes that we got from the scrimmage that I found. Joey Aguilar looked a lot more comfortable and made some great throws today. He'll be named the starter soon, as we all knew he would be. Correct. I've said it from day one. Some people thought Merkling or McIntyre really had a chance in it. I think Heupel's just trying to keep everybody happy. So it sounds like he had the best day at quarterback, and he's getting more comfortable. Everything's starting to fall in line. I think Aguilar's going to have a pretty good season, y'all. A lot of people's down on us because Aguilar's the quarterback. I think he can give us better numbers than Nico last year, on top of our run game being right about the same this year and our defense being on par or better. So I think the Vols are in for another good year. Some people don't. And that's why they play on Saturday, y'all. Tight end Hassan Brahim is going to play a lot this year and is going to be an absolute star during his career. I've said that from day one, y'all, that Hassan Brahim, by the time he leaves here, that he could be the best tight end we've ever had, at least since Jason Witten, if not, period. I mean, the kid he's definitely the most talented tight end we've ever brought in. I mean, he's quick enough he could play out wide some this year, too, with wide receiver depth problems. It wouldn't surprise me at all to see him get some slot or outside work this year either. I mean, that's how talented the kid is. He's going to be an absolute stud. I'm glad to get the rave reviews about him. I mean, that was a huge win over Oregon last year. If you don't know, he was the day he's committing, we thought we was going to get him. Oregon ponied up, big check. He signed with Oregon. Like 2 weeks later, he decided he'd rather be happy at Tennessee than take the check. Ends up at Tennessee. His girlfriend plays soccer, I believe, here. Pendleton will start at center. Jesse Perry will be able to play right guard because Satterwhite couldn't win the center job. So Pendleton starts at center. I'm not sold that Perry will be the guard, but that's what this guy thinks. I think Umarov will push Perry. Umarov or Perry will be your right guard. So basically, I think the offensive line is going to be better. I've said that time and time again. It's way more talented this year and way more depth. Mike Matthews is hitting his stride and starting to look like a true wide receiver one in the SEC. I've told y'all that. I think Mike Matthews has a huge year this year. I mean, he was literally rated right behind Jeremiah Smith from Ohio State and Ryan Williams, Alabama, and those two guys were studs last year. I think Mike Matthews gets his name in that conversation this year. The run game is going to be the same solid unit they have been since Heupel has arrived, and all three are going to rotate, but Bishop will be running back one. I agree with that. The only thing I would throw in there, I think Bishop will be running back one to start the season, but I think Peyton Lewis could take his spot, because Peyton Lewis is the most talented of all three of them. The offense is still going to be a work in progress, but with the way the schedule is laid out, they have the opportunity to grow each week before they get to the heart of the schedule. I think we're a little further along on offense than they think. I think it's all about Aguilar learning the system, how much we can put in each week. But I think by the time we get to Georgia, Aguilar is going to be full go in the offense, and I think we're going to show Georgia some stuff they ain't seen. We've been running some pistol, been adding some nuances to the offense, and I think if we can handle Syracuse and not have to bust that stuff out, that we can catch Georgia off guard in Neyland. That's my opinion. The cornerback position has become so deep that it has made it a lot easier for the staff to keep bringing Boo along very slowly and truly having to earn his spot back on the team. Boo ran with third-string defense today. I've said that all fall camp, that the corner is so deep. I mean, McCoy has been hurt, and it's not even been a big deal. Boo's been working his way back. It's not been a big deal. You still got Ricky Gibson. You still got McMurray, Jaden McMurray. I mean, Colton Hood. I mean, we're so deep at corner, y'all. And even some of the younger guys like Ty Redmond, we talked about the other day, the staff has been absolutely raving about him, and he was a low 3-star. He's a guy that's going to be getting some playing time this year. So cornerback is deep. That's what I said. This would be a no-fly zone this year. If our front seven is as good as I think it'll be, and even better than last year, like I think it'll be, y'all, we're in for a special year. The linebacker and D-line group are both very deep, with the linebacker being much more athletic than last season. I've said that from day one, too. So this basically just letting y'all know I know what I'm talking about, and I'm not just some talking head that gets on here and hypes us up. They had some guys out on that side of the ball because they have a stomach bug going around. A few other guys are held out not to risk injury, which I've said a lot of guys have been held out. They're just trying to make sure we're healthy to start the season. Defense, run game, tight ends are again going to be this staff's bread and butter. I've mentioned that as well. I think Miles Kitzelman, Ethan Davis, Deshaun Brame, they're going to be a huge part of this offense. I think Mike Matthews, Chris Broswell, Braylon Staley's going to get a lot of opportunities because of the attention the tight ends will get and the running game will get. If Aguilar can hit the deep ball this year, this offense is going to take off, y'all. It's going to be as good as it's been since Hooker left. I truly believe that. I think our tempo's back up this year, which has been a huge deal with Joe and Nico. They couldn't get the tempo up. They just couldn't run the offense as good as Hooker could, and it slowed us down a little bit. And even when the coaches did dial up something good, it was either an overthrow or something messed up by the quarterback. So we're going to go over scrimmage notes real quick, and then we'll wrap this up. I've got quite a few scrimmage notes, so it might take just a minute. So y'all bear with me. Stay locked in. Make sure y'all hit that like button and subscribe if you ain't subscribed. Start by saying Coach Joe Kurt and our Lady Vol soccer team. Great way to start the fall. Great win last night over North Carolina. Excited for them this season, for them too. If you don't know, the Lady Vol soccer team beat number 1 North Carolina yesterday. Our coaches, they all love each other. They all support each other. I mean, look at Heupel. First thing he said after a scrimmage is congratulating another team in the program. Great day inside Neyland Stadium. Second scrimmage saw us take some strides in how we operated both sides of the football, and special teams got good work there too. Still a couple weeks before kickoff. We got some growth that we got to get before we go kickoff, but excited about what I saw. Some back and forth during the course of it, and that's what excited him. So today was the last scrimmage, y'all. Fall camp, I think maybe has like a day or two left. They'll have a couple more practices. They're closed, so I'll feed y'all whatever notes we're getting. And then it's game prep, y'all. I mean, it's here. Hop on Tennessee's quarterback play in the scrimmage and the quarterback competition over the last week. If there's any separation, yeah, I thought both of them handled themselves extremely well. George McIntyre did as well. I thought they'd taken strides during the last 3 practices before we got inside of the stadium for today's scrimmage. Operated with the crowd noise and some of those mechanics as well. So there was more on the plate. They handled it well, been good decision makers, and continue to grow both in the understanding of what we're doing, defensive structure, and fundamentally, consistently being accurate with the football. Today, they handled that pretty well throughout the course of it. So Heupel's still not named a starter. I expect one to be named by probably Monday or Tuesday, y'all. One thing I'll say about this offense, they're going to be tested, y'all. We got a top 5 defense in the country. I don't care what the media says. I don't care what nobody says. This defense will be a top 5 defense this year. Stopping the run and the pass. So if we're able to have good days against this defense, we can have a good day against any defense. That's just the God's honest truth about it. That's the one good thing that we haven't had that the last year and this year that we've had that we haven't had in the past is that we get to go up against a great defense in practice every day, y'all. We haven't had that for a couple of years. You know, when Apple got here, took over, we was low on scholarship guys. A lot of the defense left. We was playing walk-ons at linebacker and corner and safety and stuff. But what Apple's done with this defense in really 4 years, but going into year 5, I mean, it's absolutely night and day. This program is prospering, y'all. On how freshman tight end Deshaun Brame has performed after missing spring practice. You know, it's tough for every player when you're out, challenging yourself mentally and being engaged, just like you're taking every live rep. He got better throughout the course of the spring and that, not getting work, but handling yourself like a pro. His growth during the summer, the game has slowed down for him just in the course of training camp, how he's operated, his ability to see signals, get lined up, handle tempo, handle everything that we're doing. And he's made some plays, been really good out in space, and should be a big part of what we do this fall. I underestimated him, y'all. I knew how talented he was. I've said it from day one that I thought that he would only get some work against some lower competition this year when we got a big league. But the more I read, the more I see, y'all, he's going to play a lot this year, whether it be a tight end, H-back, maybe out wide every now and then. He's just too talented to keep off the field. On Tennessee's quarterback, Joey Aguilar's command of the offense at this point. I thought he handled himself extremely well. That's today, but I think he's got better from day one up until today's scrimmage. Really, every single day, comfort and control. He's handled himself extremely well during our night walkthroughs, which is mental focus, mental sweat. And because of that, he's extremely comfortable in what we're doing right now. A lot of this is just going to be coach speak, y'all. I've told you that. Hopper don't give you much. He literally gives you the bare minimum. But that's just part of dealing with Heupel, y'all. I mean, I've told you he's not going to give you much, which is fine. He's one of those old school coaches, give you coach talk, and that's it. On the importance of Tennessee's quarterbacks playing clean football, taking care of the ball, you're going to make some tight throws. To me, interceptions happen when you don't understand defense structure. Your eyes are not in the right spot. Fundamentally, your body is not in the right position. You're not accurate with the football. So it's all those pieces to the puzzle come together for a quarterback to operate efficiently, take care of the ball, while still playing on the right side of the fence of being aggressive and allowing yourself to make plays down the field. See, that was a long answer for my quarterbacks take care of the ball every year. Ever since Heupel's been here, the most interceptions we've had thrown, I think, was 6 or 7. So, in his system, the way he coaches his quarterbacks, I mean, Aguilar might be the guy that can throw 7 or 8 this year because he's a gunslinger. He will take a chance every now and then. On what has changed the most, this Tennessee team since the start of camp, probably just growth and understanding of scheme. There's been growth in the fundamentals as well with the understanding of the scheme. More coach speak. I mean, that's what you're going to get from Heupel, y'all. On how Tennessee has tackled during the first 2 scrimmages, as if he thinks there's been clean with penalties. Yeah, I think we've gotten better throughout the course of training camp as far as penalties in all 3 phases. End of the day, I think playing smart football is really important. Not having self-inflicted wounds, that's been a huge thing that's happened when we go on the road, y'all. It seems like every time we go on the road in a hostile environment, we have 3 or 4 costly false start penalties. So hopefully this year's the year we break that. Tackling, I think our guys have done a good job. Today's scrimmage was stud for the first defense. We had live periods, live scrimmage. We've done a lot of one-on-one tackling where you look to expose some of what's going on as well. So fundamentally, they got themselves in really good positions. as putting the point of emphasis even when you're not doing a lot of tackling body positions. Keep on going, finish the play, what you need to do. So in his coach speak, he thinks we're going to be a pretty good tackling team. Heupel always drags out an answer on something that can be answered a little smaller, which, like I said, it's coach speak. On how much this scrimmage decides who will play to begin the season, whether scrimmage gives you an indicator of where they're at today. We're still 2 weeks away from kickoff. There can and needs to be a lot of growth for our entire football team, not just young guys, over the next 2 weeks. At the end of the day, players got to earn it, and you do that, how you operate and everything, and that's what we're doing in walkthroughs, communications, all of it, and today's great barometer of where we're at. It also showcases where we got to get to and got to allow young guys to continue to grow. That's really your entire football team, too. That's why these scrimmages are so important, y'all. You see where guys are, you get some film, you see what you got to work on, and it's live reps, live missiles for young guys. Get them some live action out there, see how they do, see what you need to teach them. And that's why you do the scrimmages, because you see what you need to work on. I mean, it's a great barometer. You see what you got. You see what guys need to work on stuff. You get in the film room. You work on it. That's why they're so huge for the development of your team going into the season. On what he saw from the passing game, which receivers had a good day. Yeah, I thought we had a really good day today. Held Chris Broswell out. He's been practicing here the last couple of days, but he's done a good job in coming back. So Chris Broswell was out just for precautionary reasons. Don't want him to tweak his injury that kept him out half the fall camp. Mike made some big plays down the football field. Tight ends were a part of it as well. I thought early in the scrimmage in particular operated well offensively and moved the football. So it sounds like we started hot and they cooled off maybe a little bit as practice went on. Like I said on the earlier report, Mike Matthews had a huge day today, which is absolutely awesome because I told y'all he's a 5-star guy. He's behind Ryan Williams. Jeremiah Smith, look for him to have a huge season this year, y'all. Now, his reaction to the new Adidas deal. We're fortunate. I had a partner that wanted to make us their flagship school. That's what I said, y'all. Adidas didn't just bring us in as another school like Nike did. Nike didn't give a damn about us. Adidas does. We're the Adidas #1 school. And we're Tennessee. We're one of the hottest teams in the country right now, y'all. If you're mad we went to Adidas, you need to get over it. Nike didn't respect us. Nike had us down in the 20s on their payroll. Wasn't willing to match Adidas' offer. Adidas said, hey, y'all come here. You're going to be our #1 school. We're going to help you with the NIL. We're going to put you on national ads. That's huge for recruiting as well. Just an all-around great deal for Tennessee, and I'm glad they done it. That's going to happen in a lot of different ways, going to be a benefit to our football program, but this athletic department as a whole, too. Had an opportunity to come talk with some of the guys, and I think everybody's really excited that, again, we're going to be the flagship school for them, and it's going to provide a lot of unique opportunities for our players, both on and off the field. Y'all, our guys are getting NIL. Adidas trying to put our guys on NIL deals right now. They're going to be on commercials, y'all. It's absolutely huge for the program. No other school has a deal like we got right now. I cannot underestimate how big this deal is for our school. On it, Boo Carter did any work with the defense. Boo was out there today with us, got work, end of the day. It's day to day, and he's done some things in a good way here. Like they said on the earlier report, Boo worked with the third team defense. He's got to earn his way back, y'all. I mean, that's what Heupel said. Heupel's holding him to it. And the reports the other day that he was late to a couple of practice didn't help his case. So I'm glad Heupel's sticking to his guns and not putting Boo out there just because of how talented he is and how bad we need him. We'll probably end up needing him on offense as well this year at times. But as he said when we told Nico to hit the damn road, nobody's bigger than this, the power team. on where the offensive line is at compared to where they were this time a year ago. Lance, I said earlier, training camp is in a much better spot. What he's done with his body during the offseason, but then the opportunity to practice and prepare, get better every single day too. I think that's going to afford him the opportunity to play his best football. I've said that since the beginning of fall camp, y'all. Lance Hurd was injured last year. He's out of shape. Couldn't get back in shape because we needed him to play. Injured. He missed a lot of fall camp. Lance Hurd's going to have a huge year this year, y'all. I mean, huge. He's going to be a freaking bookend tackle, I promise. Collectively, as a group, I like the way they competed throughout the course of training camp. I think they've done a really nice job with communication, fundamentals on the pass pro side of it, but been really good in the run game too. But it's a young group. Ultimately, 2 weeks from now, we got a kickoff, and she's for real. But believe in these guys that it's grouped collectively, they'll go play at a really high level. I've said it, and I'll say it again. Y'all eat crow if it's wrong. This offensive line is going to be the best offensive line we've had under Josh Heupel, and it's going to make a difference in the pass game and even in the run game. We've been the number one running team in the conference every year Heupel's been here. This year, I think we're going to really separate ourselves even further in the run game and pass game. On wanting a quarterback to go grab the starting job. I mean, of course you do. I like what all those guys have done. First, they competed in a positive way with each other in the meeting room. There's certainly been the case on the practice field. I think this football team believes in the group of guys too, who they are, how they lead, and how they compete every single day. He's not going to give you nothing until he names a starter, y'all. In case you haven't noticed, every quarterback thing, he compliments basically all three guys and then talks about them collectively. He don't really single nobody out. On Jermon McCoy's injury progress, he's not a part of the scrimmage. No, he's continuing his rehab, and I think you guys saw him out on the practice field with us a few days ago. And is continuing on that journey. I think he'll be back probably ETSU. On if this is as deep as they've been at running back in a while, probably as deep as we've been. Guys that have been here, been a part of it. Played extremely well. Stars completely different playing what is spring different compared to spring. What he's done with his body, his movement, fundamentals as well. The two young guys continue to get better every single day. Did some really nice things in the scrimmage today. Some of our group work, working fundamentals, playing without the football. These guys have been continuing to grow too, which is a big part of playing that position. I told y'all we lost Sampson, but running back's deep, y'all. We've got talent there. And we got a new running backs coach, D-Rail Sims. I think he's going to make a big difference. He's a hell of really good coach. And today's the 15th. Just throw it out there real quick. Savion Hyder is committing on the 18th. So just a couple days away between us and Michigan. Let's keep an eye on that. On if he's come across recruits where the apparel brand was the determining factor in the recruitment. Not in recent memory. I think as a recruit, look at what we have partnered with and the opportunities it's going to provide our players on and off the field. I think it's going to be a strong showing and something that will be really inviting to them. It's huge, y'all. I mean, like I said, I cannot understate how important this Adidas deal is going to be for our program taking the next step. I mean, it's absolutely huge. Our players are going to get paid. Our players are going to be in ads. Our players are going to get deals probably while they're still in high school, some of them. Like right now, we're trying to flip Tristan Keys. Guess what? He's got an Adidas deal already. LSU's a Nike school. So he can't wear Adidas stuff at LSU right now. So I really like our chances of flipping him. I liked it before, but now with us being with Adidas and him already having an Adidas deal, that's huge. So that's all I've got to go over today, y'all. If you made it this far, you're an OG. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, share, comment on your way out the door, please. Trying to get to 100 by week 1. Appreciate you tuning in. As always, go Vols.